I'm Greg McPherson, and I'm the singer, guitar player, and figure walking.
I'm Rob Gardner, and I'm the drummer at Figure Walking.
You've just put out a new album. I've had a chance to listen to it. I love it. This is a bit of a departure from the last album, and I'm just wondering, kind of what was going on in the thought process in terms of writing for this album.
I think we started writing together a lot more. So the record we put out before this under my name was called Fireball, and there was a few songs on that were kind of collaborations, but we started doing that more and more, and it became kind of a thing that we felt like we should hit reset and start something new together, all new material and more intense. I think like we want to try to we had a focused aesthetic we were shooting for.
So rhythm is really key to this album. I really got a sense that you contributed strongly to the aesthetic of the album, Rob. What do you have to say about?
Well, a lot of the songs just started with a rhythm, whether it was a drum groove or a groove like a dubby bass groove, and the song was built from that instead of like a chord progression, for example. And we use this looping station, and so that kind of makes it so there's one piece flowing through the entire song the entire time. And then whatever Greg's doing with his lyrics and his lead guitar playing kind of is just on top of this constant repetitive thing that you can kind of get sucked into.
Right. Content-wise, this is a pretty heavy album.
No, 100%. Like, these are really violent times we're in, and particularly for some people, I think, more so than others, and we really recognize how privileged we are, particularly in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Winnipeg's population has a very large percentage of Indigenous people, and there's a spectrum of wellness and of I guess impact in terms of the cultural genocide that took place with regards to colonialism. And so Winnipeg's, I think, are really the front lines for a lot of North America. The relationship between peoples there is really definitive for our city, and I think for our time. How people relate to one another, the fear we have of one another, our racism, how we're exploited for that by the marketplace. Those things are really prevalent in Winnipeg, and I don't think we could have made another record if we were being honest with ourselves. We'd love to make a record that's just about partying and rock and roll, but I don't think we could really do that.
Well, there's definitely a party vibe to, like, not a party vibe, but there's the songs drive you, like, I've had it cranked up in my house, and you want to move to it. It's so that's really cool, and so I got the sense that there was like a purposefulness to that it was like, okay, let's keep this, keep the message there, but ensure that people listen to it and enjoy it still.
I always think, I was on a label with a lot of hardcore artists for years, and I always admired that they could stand up on stage and say things in with such confidence. But I think you have to be an incredible orator to get that message across, unless the audience is already convinced. And so what we've tried to do, I think, is to make music that's accessible to some degree, maybe not aesthetically for everyone, but it starts from the energy and the movements, the idea of getting people dancing, and then making songs about subject matter that's difficult, but never in a way that's threatening or accusatory. And I think that's the way I try to live my life, is to not, I don't point fingers at people and say you're wrong. I would generally just say, here's how I live, and if you appreciate that, great, and I have empathy for who you are. But I think this record's about trying to make a place in the world that's better. So let's dance, let's have a good time, let's figure it out together and take responsibility.
On the album, the song Singapore, all of a sudden your voice changed dramatically. So who do we hear there, and what's?
I don't know if I have an answer for the decision, but that's our friend Haley Primrose. Back home in Winnipeg, she sang lead on one of the tracks on Fireball too, right? Or was it just her? No, it was both of you.
You both. She sang
We
a lot of
both, yeah, we
songs.
both did, but she's. I'll jump in.
Yeah, that's your answer.
It's basically because we love her voice. Like Haley's amazing,
Yeah.
and I've known Haley since she was about 15, 16, and just watching her grow as a person and as an artist has been pretty great, and it's a privilege. And having her voice, she has the voice of someone who's 3 times her age.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. And she doesn't practice; she just comes in and nails it every time, which is incredible to watch. So
Was
it's
there
fun to
was
work
there a
with her.
reason you chose
Yeah.
Singapore as a song for her to feature
Well,
on, or?
and the reason we chose her, I think, is because Singapore's content is sort of a traditional kind of, it's romance, kind of tension, sexy song about making out on an airplane, but it's maybe an airplane that might be turning into a ball of fire and dropping into the ocean, but it doesn't matter, because the passion is so powerful. And Haley's a very, very powerful speaker, and she has an incredible presence on social media. And she's self-proclaimed feminist and Métis woman, and just has such a presence and strength to her that I thought like having her sing that would make it a very different song than having me as just some like singing it, and I think it works. Like I feel like her integrity and her strength.
Oh, it's a
very
great
different.
song. It's a great song. So yeah, it
Either
worked
way,
out
it's
worked out
cool.
really well.
But
So
I
how does that
just feel
translate
something
when you're, there's the two of you, and I think is it your truck over here?
Yeah.
How does that translate when you're touring around? Like how are you going to handle that?
The song?
Yeah.
Oh, I think any song. Every time you do it, it's its own thing.
Yep.
A performance is of the moment.
So Rob's singing that one.
Maybe that needs to be changed. I'd have to learn how to do that first.
Do it. Yeah, I like to think of myself more of a performance artist than an entertainer. All the shows are different, all the songs are different. You play them differently every time, and I think that's a lot more exciting to watch when you go to a show. It's not a formula; it's actually something that takes life in the moment. It's the best. That's the essence of rock and roll. It's like something exciting, and you have to be present for it. If you miss it, you're right there.
Yeah. So one last question. The band name. Band name's notoriously hard to find. So the band name. Where does it come from?
We looked around for band name for a little while. We didn't really spend much time on it, to be honest.
I spent no time on it at all.
Well, we traded back and forth a little bit on text one night after a few beers, I think, on both ends. And it comes from a song titled by The Fall, Marquis Smith.
Right.
I think
Okay.
It's A Figure Walking is the name of the song.
Yeah.
But we're huge fans,
Yeah.
Rob's always singing Marquis Smith lines in the band. And I thought, I read that lyrics of that song too, and I just love Marquis Smith. He's just such a powerful songwriter. He's a great influence on me. Yeah, it seemed to be a tribute, but also something new for us.
Perfect. Well, congratulations, guys. Fantastic, solid album. Like
you very
I said to you earlier, one of the first albums in a long time that's really got my attention. So I'm looking forward to the show tonight. I hope you have a good one.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Cheers.
Oh
Bye.